The ultimatum. Commander Elena Reyes stood at the viewport of Proxima Station, watching the distant blue-white star that was humanity's first interstellar colony. 10 years ago, the discovery of the warp drive had propelled humanity to the stars. 5 years ago, they'd encountered the Galactic Council, an alliance of 17 spacefaring species that had ruled this sector of the galaxy for millennia. Today, everything was about to change. "Commander, the Concordat emissary has arrived," Lieutenant Cato said, his voice tight with tension. Elena nodded, straightening her uniform. "Send them in." The doors hissed open, revealing High Emissary Voltuk of the Concordat. The 9-foot-tall alien moved with unsettling grace for its size, its 4 arms folded in what Elena had learned was a gesture of superiority. Behind Voltuk stood representatives from 3 other Concordat species, their expressions unreadable to human eyes. "Commander Reyes," Voltuk said, voice translated through the station's systems, "I bring the unanimous decision of the Galactic Council regarding humanity's petition for full membership." Elena steeled herself. The negotiations had gone poorly from the start. The Concordat viewed humans as aggressive, unpredictable, and dangerous, expanding too rapidly for comfort. "The Council has decided," Voltuk continued, "that humanity represents an unacceptable risk to galactic stability. You have been categorized as a Class 3 expansionist threat." The room went silent. Elena felt her blood run cold. That classification is reserved for species that pose an existential danger to others. Precisely. Voltuk's secondary eyes blinked slowly. Therefore, the Concordat has issued an ultimatum. Humanity will immediately surrender all faster-than-light technology, reduce its military forces by 95%, and accept Concordat oversight at all colonial installations and on Earth itself. You have 72 Earth hours to comply. Elena's mind raced. This wasn't just a rejection. It was a demand for humanity's complete subjugation. And if we refuse, the Concordat fleet will enforce compliance. We have calculated that military action would result in 63% of your species' extinction. The survivors would be relocated to a designated reservation world. Elena fought to keep her expression neutral. "The United Earth government will need to deliberate on your generous offer. I request time to transmit your terms." "Granted, but know that the Concordat's patience has limits. We have observed your kind for some time. Your aggression, your resource consumption, your history of violence. You are too dangerous to be allowed freedom of action." After the delegation departed, Elena immediately opened a secure quantum channel to Earth. Fleet Admiral Zhang appeared on the screen, his weathered face grave. "They classified us as a Class 3 threat," Elena reported without preamble. "Complete disarmament, surrender of all FTL tech, and Concordat troops on Earth. We have 72 hours. Zhang closed his eyes briefly. "We suspected this might happen after our intelligence discovered their survey ships in the Oort cloud. Dr. Levinson found something in their communications. They're not just afraid of us, Elena. They want something from Earth. What could they possibly?" "Water," Zhang said. "Not just any water. Our oceans. Earth's specific combination of minerals, organic compounds, and microbial life creates what they call living water. It's apparently the most valuable substance in this sector. They don't want to control us. They want to strip mine our planet." Elena's hands curled into fists. "We can't possibly fight them. Their technology is centuries ahead of ours." "Maybe not conventionally," Zhang agreed. "But Dr. Levinson's team has been working on something since we first detected their survey ships. It's called Project Helios. Will it be ready in time?" "It has to be." Zhang's expression hardened. "In the meantime, we're initiating Protocol Omega. All colonial stations are going dark. All civilian ships are being recalled to Earth or the nearest military installation. We're evacuating as many people as possible from surface settlements. They'll see that as preparation for war." "It is." Zhang's voice was steady. Humanity didn't come this far to become another extinct species in the Concordat's history books. The next 24 hours were a blur of activity. Elena supervised the evacuation of Proxima Station's civilian population, sending them toward Earth in every available transport. Military personnel remained behind, preparing for what everyone knew would be a hopeless last stand. Then the reports started coming in. "Commander," Lieutenant Cato called from his station. "Concordat warships have been detected entering the Sol system. They're not waiting for the deadline." Elena rushed to the tactical display. Dozens of massive Concordat vessels were moving toward Earth, Mars, and the outer colonies. They never intended to give us time to respond. Sound General Quarters. All hands to battle stations. Proxima Station shuddered as its ancient defensive systems came online. Originally built as a mining outpost, it had limited military capabilities. Elena knew they couldn't hold out for long, but every minute they delayed the Concordat forces would give Earth more time to prepare. "Incoming transmission from the Concordat fleet," Cato reported. The screen flickered to show a different alien, not Val Tuck, but a military commander of the same species. "Human installation. This is War Leader Kreshval. You will power down your defensive systems and prepare to be boarded. Resistance will result in your destruction." Elena stepped into view of the camera. "This is Commander Elena Reyes of the United Earth Forces. Your attack violates the terms of your own ultimatum. We still have 48 hours to respond." The alien's secondary eyes narrowed. "The Council has determined that your evacuation activities indicate rejection of our terms. You were never going to comply." "We were gathering our people to keep them safe during negotiations," Elena lied smoothly. "If you attack now, you'll be violating intergalactic law. Your understanding of our laws is irrelevant. Power down your weapons or be destroyed." The transmission cut off. Seconds later, Proxima Station rocked under the impact of energy weapons. "Return fire," Elena ordered. "Target their weapon emplacements only. Show them we can hurt them, even if we can't win." The station's railguns and laser defenses blazed to life, striking the nearest Concordat vessel. To everyone's surprise, the shots penetrated the alien ship shields, causing visible damage. "Direct hit," Cato reported, shock evident in his voice. "Their shield harmonics are vulnerable to our phase-shifted lasers. Keep firing," Elena ordered, "and get me Admiral Zhang." When Zhang appeared on the screen, his image flickering through the quantum link, Elena could see fires raging in the background. Earth was already under attack. "The Concordat has started their assault," Elena reported, "but we found a weakness. Their shields can't fully stop our phase-shifted energy weapons." Zhang nodded grimly. "We've discovered the same thing. It's not enough to win, but it's buying us time. Project Helios is nearly ready. Dr. Levinson needs another 6 hours. We'll give you that time," Elena promised, though she had no idea how. The next 5 hours were the longest of Elena's life. Proxima Station lost sections one by one, its crew fighting desperately against overwhelming odds. 3 Concordat ships had been damaged severely enough to withdraw, but more kept coming. "Commander," Cato called, his face streaked with blood from a cut on his forehead. "Admiral Zhang is on the emergency channel." Zhang's face appeared, the transmission breaking up. "Project Helios is ready. All remaining military vessels are to withdraw immediately to the fallback coordinates." "That's an order, Commander." "What about Earth?" Elena asked, horrified. "We can't just." "Earth will hold," Zhang said firmly. "Protocol Sunforge is initiating now. Get your people out, Commander." "That's an order." Elena hesitated only for a second. "All personnel, abandon station. Get to the emergency shuttles." As the last shuttle pulled away from the dying station, Elena watched through the viewport as more Concordat ships converged on Earth. The blue planet seemed so vulnerable, so small against the vastness of space and the immensity of the alien armada. Then something unprecedented happened. Earth's oceans began to glow. Not just in one place, but everywhere. a network of lights spreading across the planet's surface like luminescent veins. The glow intensified until it was painfully bright, radiating outward into space. "What is that?" Kaido whispered beside her. "Project Helios," Elena replied, her voice hushed with awe. "They've weaponized the very thing the Concordat came to steal." The nearest Concordat vessels were enveloped in the radiance. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, one by one, they began to fail. Weapon systems powering down, engines stalling, shields collapsing. "It's working," Elena breathed. "They're being disabled, not destroyed." As their shuttle accelerated toward the rendezvous coordinates, Elena allowed herself a small flicker of hope. Humanity had found a way to fight back. The war for Earth's survival had only just begun, but for the first time since the Concordat's ultimatum, it seemed like there might be a chance, however small, that humanity would survive to see tomorrow. The Concordat had crossed the final line. Now they would learn why you should never corner a species that had survived its own self-destructive tendencies long enough to reach the stars. The Reckoning. The emergency shuttle carrying Commander Elena Reyes and the survivors from Proxima Station arrived at the rendezvous point, a supposedly abandoned mining facility hidden in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. To her surprise, the facility was humming with activity. Ships from every human colony had gathered here, forming the largest fleet humanity had ever assembled. "Commander on deck," someone called as Elena stepped into what had once been the mining facility's control center, now converted into a war room. Admiral Zhang stood at the central holotable, surrounded by holographic displays showing the status of Earth and the ongoing battle. His normally immaculate uniform was stained with soot, and a bandage covered one side of his face. "Commander Reyes," he acknowledged with a nod. "Glad you made it. We've lost too many good people already." "Admiral," Elena saluted, then gestured to the displays. "Project Helios. It worked. But what exactly is it?" Zhang's expression lightened marginally. "Meet the architect behind our survival." A woman stepped forward, her lab coat marked with the insignia of Earth's Advanced Research Division. "Dr. Maya Levinson." She introduced herself. "And to answer your question, Commander, Project Helios is the result of studying the Concordat's own technology against them." Dr. Levinson manipulated the holodisplay, bringing up an image of Earth's oceans, now laced with a network of glowing blue lines. "When we discovered the Concordat was interested in our oceans, we analyzed why. Earth's water contains a unique microbiome that, when properly stimulated, can generate a quantum field effect. The Concordat has been harvesting similar resources from other worlds for millennia to power their technology. We've essentially turned our entire planet into a weapon," Zhang added. "The Helios field disrupts their tech on a fundamental level. Their ships aren't destroyed. They're disabled." Elena studied the display, noting that the Concordat fleet around Earth had indeed been neutralized. But new signatures were appearing at the edge of the system. "They're sending reinforcements." "We expected that," Zhang said grimly. "The Helios field has a limited range. We can protect Earth, but not much beyond lunar orbit. That's where the second phase of our plan comes in." He looked to Dr. Levinson. "Project Sunforge," the scientist said, pulling up schematics of what looked like modifications to standard human warships. "We've adapted the Helios technology into deployable weapons. Each of our remaining capital ships has been equipped with a Sunforge projector. It's less powerful than what we've implemented on Earth, but it should be enough to disable their ships long enough for conventional weapons to finish the job." "You want to take the fight to them," Elena realized. "We have to," Zhang said firmly. "If we just defend, they'll eventually find a countermeasure or simply bombard us from beyond the Helios field's range. Our only chance is to strike while they're still reeling from the surprise of their first wave's failure." Elena studied the tactical display. "What's my role in this?" "I'm promoting you to captain. You'll take command of the UES Defiant." Zhang pointed to a sleek vessel in the gathered fleet. "It's our newest warship, equipped with the most powerful Sunforge projector we could build. Your mission is to lead the strike force against the Concordat's command ship. Intelligence suggests it's carrying the High Council members themselves. They came to witness our subjugation. Instead, they'll witness our resistance, Elena said, determination hardening her voice. Exactly, Zhang nodded. Get to your ship, Captain. We launch in 1 hour. The UEAS Defiant was everything Elena could have hoped for. Cutting-edge technology combined with the best of human engineering. Her new crew, a mix of survivors from various outposts and colonies, worked with quiet efficiency as they prepared for battle. Captain on the bridge, announced Lieutenant Cato, who had followed Elena from Proxima Station. Elena took her place in the command chair, surveying her crew. Status report. All systems operational, reported the tactical officer, a woman named Rodriguez. Sunforge projector at full capacity. Engineering reports ready, added Chief Engineer O'Malley. We've reinforced the power couplings to handle the Sunforge drain. Elena nodded. Communications, patch me through to all ships in the strike force. Moments later, she was addressing the captains and crews of 20 ships, the spearhead of humanity's counterattack. This is Captain Reyes. In a few minutes, we will engage in the most important battle in human history. The Concordat came to our home expecting submission. They came to steal our resources and reduce us to slaves. Today, we show them the error of their judgment. She paused, looking around at her own crew's determined faces. Humanity has faced extinction before, from our own actions, from natural disasters, from the harshness of space itself. Each time, we've survived because we refuse to accept defeat. Today will be no different. We fight not just for ourselves, but for every species that has fallen under the Concordat's boot. We fight for the right of all sentient beings to determine their own destiny. She straightened in her chair. All ships, battle formation Delta. Prepare to engage on my mark. The human fleet moved with precision, emerging from the asteroid belt in a tight formation. Ahead lay the second wave of the Concordat fleet, nearly 100 vessels of various sizes, all converging on Earth. They haven't detected us yet, Rodriguez reported. Their sensors seem focused on Earth. Let's give them something else to worry about, Elena ordered. All ships, engage Sunforge projectors. Target the lead vessels first. Across the human fleet, the newly installed Sunforge projectors powered up, channeling the same quantum-disrupting energy that had protected Earth. Beams of brilliant blue-white light lanced out, striking the rearmost Concordat ships. The effect was immediate. The alien vessels' energy signatures fluctuated wildly, then diminished as their systems failed. Left vulnerable, they were easy targets for the conventional weapons that followed. Railguns, missiles, and laser batteries tearing through suddenly unprotected hulls. It's working, Kaido reported, amazement in his voice. Their shields can't handle the Sunforge disruption. The Concordat fleet, caught by surprise, attempted to reorganize. But their command structure seemed to falter as communications between ships became erratic under the influence of the Sunforge projectors. Push forward, Elena ordered. Target their larger vessels. Find me their command ship. The battle intensified as the Concordat forces realized the threat and began to fight back. Despite their technological disadvantage, some Concordat weapons remained effective, and human ships began taking damage. Captain, we've identified their command vessel, Rodriguez called out. Massive ship, 3 times the size of anything else in their fleet. It's holding position at the edge of the battle. Elena studied the tactical display. The command ship was surrounded by a protective screen of smaller vessels. They're keeping their distance. They've realized we have a new weapon. We'll never get close enough to use the Sunforge on their command ship, O'Malley pointed out. Not through that screen. Elena thought quickly. What if we overload the Sunforge projector? Give it everything we've got for one massive burst. O'Malley looked alarmed. The power systems might not handle it. We'd risk a cascade failure. Can you make it work? The engineer hesitated, then nodded. I'd need to reroute power from everything except life support and minimal propulsion. And even then, we'd have one shot. After that, the system would burn out completely. Do it, Elena ordered. Tactical, plot us a course straight for that command ship. All other vessels provide covering fire. We need a clear shot. As O'Malley raced to engineering, the Defiant accelerated toward the heart of the Concordat formation. All around them, the battle raged. Human ingenuity against alien technology. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, the human fleet was holding its own, the Sunforge projectors proving to be the equalizer they desperately needed. Enemy vessels adjusting formation, Rodriguez reported. They're trying to block our approach to the command ship. Evasive maneuvers, Elena ordered. Use the asteroid field for cover where possible. The Defiant twisted and turned through space, taking hits but pressing forward relentlessly. 2 Concordat cruisers moved to intercept, their weapons charging. Sunforge ready for overload. O'Malley's voice came over the comm. But Captain, this will fry the system completely. We won't get a second chance. Understood, Elena replied. Get us within optimal range, Helm. The Defiant shuddered as enemy fire struck its shields. Warning lights flashed across the bridge consoles. Shields at 30%, Rodriguez reported tensely. Almost there, the helm officer responded, hands dancing across his controls. 10 seconds to optimal range. Time seemed to slow as the massive Concordat command ship filled their view screen. Elena could see the intricate patterns on its hull, the glow of its engine systems, the bristling weapon emplacements that could vaporize the Defiant in seconds. Now, Elena ordered as they crossed the threshold. O'Malley triggered the overloaded Sunforge projector. The Defiant's power systems dimmed momentarily as every available watt was channeled into the weapon. A blinding beam, far larger and more intense than any they had generated before, lanced out toward the Concordat command ship. The effect exceeded even their expectations. The quantum-disrupting energy not only struck the command ship but seemed to expand on impact, creating a sphere of brilliant light that engulfed the massive vessel completely. When the light faded, the Concordat ship hung motionless in space, its systems dead. Direct hit, Rodriguez exclaimed. Their power signatures are gone. They're completely disabled. All weapons, fire, Elena ordered. Target their engines and weapon systems only. I want that ship crippled, not destroyed. The Defiant's conventional weapons struck with precision, ensuring the Concordat command vessel couldn't escape or fight back. Throughout the fleet, human ships pressed their advantage, the tide of battle turning decisively. Captain, Kaito called out. We're receiving a transmission from the Concordat command ship. Elena straightened her uniform. On screen. The view screen flickered, showing a chamber filled with various alien species, the High Council of the Concordat itself. At their center stood Vile Tuck, his superior posture now notably absent. This is High Emissary Vile Tuck of the Galactic Concordat, the alien began, his translated voice lacking its former confidence. We request a cessation of hostilities. This is Captain Elena Reyes of the United Earth Forces. Elena responded coldly. You attacked our worlds without provocation. You violated your own ultimatum. You came to steal our resources and enslave our people. Why should we grant you any mercy? The Concordat has existed for 10,000 years. Voltuk replied. We have maintained order across this sector of the galaxy. Your species was assessed as a threat to that order. A threat? Elena challenged. Or a rival? We've seen your records, emissary. The Concordat doesn't protect the galaxy. It exploits it. You strip worlds of their resources and subjugate their inhabitants. You're not peacekeepers. You're conquerors. Murmurs arose from the other council members, suggesting disagreement among their ranks. What are your terms? Vol Tuck finally asked. Unconditional withdrawal of all Concordat forces from human space, Elena stated firmly. Recognition of humanity as a sovereign power with all the rights that entails. and a full accounting of all species you've subjugated, with immediate cessation of all exploitative practices. That would mean the end of the Concordat, as it has existed for millennia. Voltuk protested. Then perhaps it's time for something new, Alina suggested. A true alliance, based on mutual respect and cooperation, not domination and fear. The council chamber erupted in discussion, various alien representatives arguing among themselves. Finally, a different alien stepped forward, older than Voltuk, with intricate patterns etched into its exoskeleton. I am Elder Xan of the Tulari. The new speaker introduced itself. For centuries, some of us have advocated for reform within the Concordat. Perhaps your species' resistance is the catalyst we needed. We accept your terms, Captain Reyes. The old Concordat ends today. 3 months later, the Lina stood in the newly constructed chamber of the Galactic Assembly on neutral ground, a space station orbiting a previously unclaimed star. Representatives from Earth stood alongside delegates from 17 former Concordat species and a dozen more that had been subjugated. Admiral Zhang, now Earth's official representative, addressed the gathered assembly. Today marks a new chapter in galactic history. The old order of domination has been replaced by one of cooperation. The former Concordat worlds have begun the process of making amends to those they exploited. Earth has shared its Helios technology for peaceful energy production rather than weapons. He gestured to Alina, who had been promoted again following the battle. And none of this would have been possible without those who stood firm when faced with extinction, who refused to bow to tyranny, who reminded us all that determination and the will to survive can overcome even the most daunting odds. As applause filled the chamber, Alina reflected on how quickly everything had changed. The Concordat had crossed a line when they threatened humanity's existence. In doing so, they had unwittingly sparked a revolution that would reshape the galaxy for millennia to come. The price had been high. Thousands of lives lost, colonies damaged, Earth itself still recovering from the attack. But humanity had not only survived. It had emerged as a central pillar in a new, more equitable galactic order. The Council had crossed the final line, and in doing so, they had written the first page of a new history.